Yo, what is good, y'all? We are back. It's another edition of the NXTPRO Show. We got the host. We got Shanku Nair to my left. I'm Corban right here. First off, I just want to thank y'all as always for whenever y'all tune in, for tuning in. Want to start with a shout out to John in the back, pulling the strings as usual. Want to give a shout out to our fearless leader, Matt, for running the show last week in my absence. And also, I just want to tell a quick story because I'm feeling sorry for myself. So, last week, I wasn't feeling too well. I don't know what happened. I caught the mother of all viral infections. I went to the doc. The doc said it was viral infection. I didn't believe it. I could barely talk. It hurt to talk. I couldn't swallow. So eating was rough. It was rough to drink. I just started eating Sunday. So that was the thing that happened. I just wanted to kind of fill y'all in. But anyway, want to fill y'all in on what happened, my struggle, feel validated for myself. And also, this is Shanku. It's good to be back, man. How you been?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm glad to have you back.
Appreciate you.
I'm glad Matt was able to fill in for you, but
yeah,
I think we're the dynamic duo everyone wants to see.
Let's go. For real. I'm excited, man. As always. Yes, sir. And speaking of that, we got the dynamic duo. We got a fun show. We got a big event to preview moving forward. We got a recap of some really fun events already this past weekend to go back on with some cool guests. We got our top 10. In fact, we got our top 10 coming up right now, right, Shanku?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, so listen, number 10. I'm gonna do my best here. We got a nice dunk by Courage Kweku Agbek Porno. I hope I said that right. Just shout out to Courage, man. That's really good on that.
Here we go. Going to the girls' event. Maya Gilbert with the oldest trick in the book goes off the back on the inbound pass for an easy layup. We love the pure creativity.
We certainly do. Number 8, we got Arthur Abbey. Got the shake, the shimmy, the crossover, the midi. That's what he do. That's it. Shake, shimmy, ooh, right there.
How do you guard that?
Tough jumper. Yeah, he did.
Jordan Van Winkle here with the putback slam. He gets up.
He got up.
He got up for sure.
He got up. Yes, he did. That was quick second jump. I love it. Number 6, we got Dom Clay. What are you gonna do? He's gonna drive baseline. Wow. Right there. 2 would-be defenders. Got a 2-handed jam on him.
Oh my.
Little too late. They tried it though.
At number 5, we got Anthony Najipur for the Montreal Prospects. Throwing it down. Nice pass. That's a great lob. He throws it down.
That is. And number 4, we got Mud Bill. Got Jeremiah Evans. Yikes. Oh. Do not fly with me with the 2-handed poster. Oh. Listen, credit to the guy for trying. That was some 2K, block animation, but nah.
Gotta respect it. Number 3, we got, guess who it is? Don Clay again.
Ooh.
With the near half-court lob. What a pass. And he throws it down over the defender. Respect the defender for jumping.
Yep. I mean, and that, you're right. Number 2, we got Michael Smith Jr. Spin cycle with the 360 lay. A little John Morantish over here.
Oh, my.
Nice. With the little wazer. Probably
the English
type finish.
Oh, yeah. At number 1, we got Kavion Hodges quads. Oh, my God.
Okay.
But wait, it's not just one. The very next possession.
What we got?
Does it again. Oh, my God.
Okay. So nice, we doing it twice.
That's nasty. Kavion Hodges, Quad City Shockers takes the number 1 spot. That might be the top spot all year.
Listen. Listen, Shanku, you got the takes, man. You got the takes. I'm with you. I feel like we've seen some really good dunks. That's up there. That's up there. When we do like we know like a compilation at the end, we gotta have some dunks like that.
We definitely will, yeah.
That was nasty. Yikes. Man, okay. Well, listen, as always, top 10, NXTPRO top 10. Let's get some submissions. Let's get it going. Like another fun one. Yeah, that was up there with one of the best dunks I've seen. And again, shout out to Courage. I just want to say that. Way to be. All right. What we got next? We got a full show, Shanku. We got a lot going on tonight.
Yeah. So I was in Kansas City this past weekend, and Iowa Barnstormers Gold as a whole program, 17, 16, and 15. They all went undefeated, 4-0. But their 17-year group, they took down the number 1 team in the next standings, Rogue, who has held that position since week 1. So we're happy to bring on Coach Reggie Shipp of the Iowa Barnstormers Gold 17U squad.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Reggie, how we doing?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey, good to see you, Coach. Giant Slayer over here. We love it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming on. So before we kind of get into this past weekend, I kind of just wanted to talk about your journey, your basketball journey, kind of where you started and kind of what led you to where you're at right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I played college basketball. I played NIA basketball. I'm originally from Aurora, Illinois, which is right outside of Chicago. So real story history, for Illinois basketball. Um, and then I went to St. Ambrose University, and then I went to Iowa Wesleyan. And then after I graduated college there, really got into coaching. And so I started my own AAU, like a small kind of local team, and then I also coach high school. So I was a varsity assistant for a while, and then I got the chance to lead my own program in Iowa for high school as a varsity head coach, and then kind of got into the professional world here, and so couldn't be a high school coach anymore. Just couldn't make that time commitment, but. Luckily, I was able to meet our program director, JP Pettigrew. He is our director here, and I ended up moving to the Iowa City area and latched on with the Iowa Barnstormers program. So I've been coaching for about this is year 14 for me, high school and AAU. Wow. And then this is year 5 with the Iowa Barnstormers program. And so it's awesome, and I love it. So.
That's what's up, Coach. Pulling double duty. I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the great things I like about our coaching staff, actually, none of us do this full time. And so we do this. We all have what we call our real jobs. But what we do, I always make a joke about it, but this is kind of how I pay tithes. Basketball did a lot of things for me, open doors. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to do the same thing for our student athletes. I've lived their shoes, and college was a blessing for me. And so I want to provide that opportunity for a lot of student athletes. So.
No, awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, giving that back, paying it forward, like you said, that's really, really cool. And also, I mean, I can shout out to you again, holding the double duty thing. That's a lot. I get that for real.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I like AAU or grassroots basketball, kind of not what it's called. A little bit better than high school. Everybody says there's politics and AAU and grassroots basketball, but high school is even worse. So, kind of with grassroots basketball in the spring and summer, if you coach at a high elite program, everybody's kind of with the same goal, and that's just providing opportunities for college athletes. When you get in high school, it's a little different. Maybe you got sports boosters and got to play the senior and stuff like that. And in AAU, it's not like that. It's the best talent, most coachable. The guys that want to work hard, those are the ones who are on the floor and get those opportunities. So I like that.
Me too. Yeah, it's like the purest hoops right there. Kind of going, looking more into your season. I mean, really successful start, right? 11-1 so far. Only lost, coming to MPJ while y'all were kind of shorthanded, right? So looking at that, kind of taking stock of first, get your flowers for obviously doing just you and your team doing an amazing job, right? But the question that we have, kind of what's allowed your team on the next circuit to compete at such a high level, and maintain that consistency week in, week out, or weekend in, weekend out?
Yeah, for sure. Well, kind of build off a lot of last year. Last year we were I think we were top 10, if not top 5 almost all year last year. We had some injuries and, towards the end of the season. And so we really just looked to kind of build off that. The guys that I have, we got our core group. I got 4 that came back from last year's team. And then I added, 5 new pieces, kind of really just got bigger. The 5 guys end up losing. They play on our black team, and they're guards. And so, I saw last year with the kind of the one families, AAO flights, and the teams that our 217U teams were playing last year. We had to just get bigger, and so adding those pieces have definitely helped. But my core guys have helped out tremendously as well. I just got a lot of kids that want to work hard, play their role. And excel at it, real coachable. And we've just been improving week after week. And yeah, you said it, our only loss kind of right now on the circuit is a short loss. We were missing 2 of our big guys, but, we're not. I still don't think we're playing our best basketball yet, but that's great. I'd like to be playing our best basketball here in July when we hit Phoenix. So
there you go.
For sure.
That's scary for some other teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even at full strength yet, but still, obviously, you guys have a lot of success since dating back to last year. Talk about some of the principles and concepts that you guys run on the floor, and kind of what has helped you seeing that kind of success so far.
Yeah, I think it first starts with instilling confidence in our players. I think that it really starts there. I'm a coach where I will demand a lot, but it's really just on the defense and the rebounding. I like to play high up pace. We really stress team defense and not letting don't get 2 feet in the lane. And I like guys that can shoot, and so all 5 guys on the floor can dribble, pass, and shoot, and can shoot from the outside. And so that really, really helps out tremendously, for our season and kind of how we like to play. We really play really, really sound defense right now, and it's only going to improve better. On the offensive end, look to kind of spread out and really utilize our skills, which is kind of shooting, passing the ball, moving the ball side to side. And, we all know that a lot of teams don't like to play defense. And so really, really use all our guys on the floor to kind of exploit the other team, let them make a mistake on defense, and then, kill them for that. And then on the defensive end, one shot, rebound the ball. Let's push it up the floor if we got it. If not, let's set up and get a good shot. And so players, this year it's been working really out well. The buy-in has been great. And, they're making me look a lot better than I probably am. So
appreciate the graciousness. No, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Coach, you did mention, getting ready. Obviously, Phoenix coming up. Also, listen, as someone who lived in Arizona, I'm sure you've been there before. Hot around that time.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be the action on the court's gonna be high, and it's gonna be hot. So shorts weather for sure. Just FYI to anyone listening, y'all, like, don't play games out there. With that being said, you're trying to get your team kind of round to form. What goals or expectations do you have? I know it's kind of a cliche question, but moving forward, whether it's small or larger scale, as you prepare, for this live period.
Yeah, for sure. I think, our ultimate goal is we want to win. I mean, we want to win the Pro 16 tournament. And then in July, at the end of July, we want to win the NXT. That's what we're here for. Oh. That's what it's about. So that's probably one of our bigger goals. I think, if I look at maybe some short-term goals, it would be, just getting better tournament by tournament. I know that sounds super cliche. But really looking at some individual players, bringing out some more on their game and helping them improve. And then, put ourselves in a position where, we still got 2 events left with Bettendorf this week, and then we got Wichita the following to qualify. That's one of our short-term goals right now, is to qualify for Phoenix so that we can get that opportunity to play, and some of those big names and the big teams that are out there in Phoenix on those main courts, kind of what we saw last year. Our boys want that. I think, being from Iowa, I do got some players from Illinois. Some of our guys are, maybe don't get to see the exposure or anything of that nature. The great thing about this, the next pro and the Pro 16 league is, you win, you get the exposure that you want if you show that you can compete. And so we saw that last year with a lot of number of guys kind of blowing up on the circuit there and getting some Division I opportunities or Division II. I want the same thing for my players. I feel like I got a lot of my 9 can go play college at the next level. So it'd be nice to be able to showcase, that. Not that just my opinion matters, but showcase it to other colleges too during the live periods.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I completely agree. I think you've got a lot of guys, probably maybe even all 9, that can go play at the next level. But I kind of want to hone in on 5 or 6 guys that probably get more significant minutes for you. And I want to start off with Anthony Galvin, who had a huge weekend for you. He had 29 points in the second game, just lights out shooting all 4 games. Talk about him and kind of his progression as a player from last year.
Yeah, I've been coaching, Anthony for a while. He's a really great kid. Really coming out of his shell more as a leader. But one of the things everybody looks at, he's a dead eye shooter. He's probably one of the best shooters that I've had to coach in my coaching experience. But he does so much more. He's a lockdown defender. He's been our leading scorer, I would say, last year, and then looking into this year, he's probably our leading scorer here too. I kind of call him our cheat code here a little bit. If you leave him open, it's definitely going in. He's one of these kids where every time he shoots the basketball, you expect it to go in, and so. He's gotten bigger. His body frame has gotten bigger from last year to this year. I know he wants to play at the next level, and he's been putting in the work to do that. And it's definitely showing here this spring. So, last year he played really, really well. Unfortunately, he broke his finger towards the end of the last year. So he was one of my many guys I had out at the NXT tournament there in July. So, he's kind of looking to redeem himself here a little bit, and then really getting hyped up for the live periods. So, like I said, he can kind of showcase his talents to the college coaches there.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was awesome this weekend. Another guy that you talked about, frame, this guy really popped out to me with his frame and physicality, Cole Odafe. Talk about him and kind of what he brings to the table for you guys.
Yeah, Cole is oh man, he's great. He's great. He's actually a new addition to the program here, and 6'6", bigger body there, but man, has some guard skills, can face up to the basket, super athletic. I mean, he's caught a couple bodies here already on the circuit, can shoot the three there as well, and can defend at the high level. I mean, he's a Draymond Green where he can probably guard 1 through 5. With the physicality, he's also a football player here too. So definitely helps out. Yeah, he's a giant free safety. I found that out this weekend. I was like, free safety. So I'd hate to get hit by him, by a receiver playing cover 2 or cover 3. So, but no, Cole is just doing awesome, man. He's really blossomed, shoots it from the outside, really athletic, can guard, can handle the ball there, where he can take 1-2 dribbles, get in the lane, and either pull up or make a basket. And so he'll definitely be making a name for himself here throughout the rest of the spring and in the summer.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
That's awesome. Definitely. Another player rather. Ben Kirchhoff. Can you kind of give a little bit more about him and his style of play for the uninitiated?
yeah, he's one of my shooters here as well. Sitting about 6'6", maybe 6'7". He's definitely got a lot taller from last year. He's another player that can do it all, 1 through 4. Lights out shooter from the outside. One of the things I'm more impressed with his growth from last year to this year has been his defense. He's been able to guard some guards there on the perimeter, and his rebounding has improved well. I think last year a lot he was just maybe a shooter. This year and in the spring, his game has blossomed into doing much more, where now he's dribbling the ball up the floor here when he catches off a rebound. He's rebounding the ball. He's defending at a high level. He's showing the pieces along with his size and stature that he can impact the game in more ways than one than just scoring. And I definitely think, that he'll put himself on the radar for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben was awesome in that 4th game. I think he hit 5 or 6 threes, but he was awesome all weekend, and he was super good, super fun to watch last year as well. Talking about number 1, Zach Driscoll, kind of his progression as well. He had an awesome weekend, kind of doing everything too.
Yeah, Zach is a very heady, steady guard. He leads the offense here with Cam Wires, who comes off the bench, and then Galvin bringing the ball down the floor. But Driscoll's is tough, man. He usually guards full court man the whole game. He's my engine. He's like our Josh Hart, where he can kind of go, don't have to kind of take him out. Can take the ball to basket and finishes at a high level. Dead eye shooter, him and Galvin kind of rank up there with the shooters. They're like my Steph and Clay here a little bit. But his most thing I've been impressed with, and his toughness, but his defense. Defensively, he can guard 1 through 3. Been able to guard some bigger guards here as well, to kind of showcase that he can't be pushed around. And if you put the ball out in front of him, he's gonna take it. So super super tough kid. Really has had a great spring here, and I think it's just gonna get better more and more. As he's getting comfortable, as we're all playing together. So.
That makes sense for sure. Definitely look forward to seeing the continued development of a guy that already looks kind of scary as a player, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. He's got a lot more that I know he's capable of. We're just scratching the surface here, but as we've been going on and on, I've been seeing more and more of it, and just like him and our other guys, man, just gelling here together, playing together. I'm kind of knowing where everybody's going to be at, and he's been the maestro of that, so it's been great.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah. And I don't know, last week and the week before that, we've done kind of a film breakdown, but I kind of just wanted to spotlight one player in particular, Dom Clay, who's been, I think, just unbelievable, just so consistent all spring long. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit here, just his defense. One of the better shot blocking guards. Talk to me about his impact on the defensive end.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things this year that I really emphasized with him and challenged him was on the defensive end. With his length, his body size, he's a very smart player, very heady, but just challenge him on the defensive end. His on-ball defense is great. Off-ball defense, I wanted him to work on getting in the passing lane and looking for those steals, especially when our guards like Cam and Zach and Galvin are pressuring those guys full court. Those passes, you can get in the passing lane there and come up with some easy steals and baskets. And so he's been doing a great job with that, being in the gaps, being in the passing lane. He's also been doing a great job of just talking here on defense. And we get to see those chase down blocks or those weak side blocks here. Those are some things that you possibly weren't going to see there last year. He's becoming more and more and taking on the challenge of, I know I've challenged him being that complete player. I feel like, he definitely has the makings of a high prospect here, as a shooter, but bet even more as a defender, sitting about 6'4", very super athletic. I mean, he's catching bodies almost every game. It's crazy. And, his potential is just so much more, and I think that during the live period, a lot more people will hear about Dom, than maybe already do. So it's been great.
Yeah, I completely agree. Moving forward to kind of the offensive game, talk about his progression as an on-ball creator. There he is, breaking some ankles into the mid-range scorer. He's developed really a 3-level scoring game. Talk about that aspect of his game.
Yeah, for sure. Dom on the offensive level, there's not a lot of things that Dom can't do on the offensive level. He can take the ball to the basket. He's a great outside, shooter. And one of the things that's super impressive is his mid-range game. And, whether it's going in the lane and pulling up there or doing a crossover and he can either get to the basket and he finishes strong, whether he's going to dunk on you or he's going to go with the layup, or he'll pull up for a nice mid-range and kind of keep you stuck there and wishing you got a hand up. And so he's a very, very smart offensive player. Not a guy that forces anything or anything like that. Gets it within our offense, and he's been flourishing in it with the guys that he has around him. They look for him. They know the opportunities and kind of where Dom wants to score, and they love him in the break too. So they can just throw the ball up to him and then he can go get it. And so definitely a 3-level scorer here. And we'll see more and more of that as we go on. But we're just scratching the surface on how really great he can be on the offensive end. I'm putting the ball in his hands a little bit more, letting him run point guard here, bring the ball up the floor here too. But I really, really like him attacking on the wing, whether he's pulling up or trying to get in the lane and creating for himself or others. So his offensive IQ is very, very high.
Yeah, I completely agree. He was playing really selfless brand of basketball, which fits your team and kind of your offensive system to a T. So he was super fun to watch. He was awesome in St. Louis too. So I look forward to watching him the rest of the year.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you.
And then, Coach, I just have one more question. You kind of touched on a little bit when you talked about different concepts and principles of your team and how offensively, you kind of capitalize on the collective skill of your squad, right? But kind of piggybacking off that, it's a question for me. I'm definitely offensive skewed, offensive minded as a viewer of the game, as a lover of ball, right? But as a coach, just to get your perspective, do you have any? I mean, not a scout report here, but any like pet actions or things that you like to do in terms of like, is it pick and roll heavy? Is it more like screening action? Like any kind of basic offensive concepts that you have as a staple of your team? I just love to know those things.
Yeah, no, yeah. Probably one of the biggest staple of our team is just moving the ball side to side.
Okay.
I feel like when we move the ball side to side and with the personnel that we have, it not only it creates driving lanes for our team, but a lot of shooting too. Our one of our greatest things is shooters, and so from the offensive end, I really like to push the ball up the floor if we got anything on the fast break. If not, let's move that ball side to side where not a lot of ISO ball, not a lot of dribbling, so to speak. And if we're going to dribble, we're going to dribble with a purpose, either to make a pass or to get somewhere. So I like the ball moving side to side, setting screens. Our great shooters like Galvin and Dom and Jackson Lawrence off the bench there. Those guys, I challenge them to go set screens for their teammates because they're usually the one open. I always make the comment like, hey, the greatest shooters in the world, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, set screen. So there's no reason why we can't do the same thing too. And they bought into it. They see the opportunities and not only creates for themselves, but more importantly for the team. And we've been able to be successful. So
I love that, Coach. No, thank you for sharing that. Seriously, appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Coach Reggie Ship. Thank you for coming on again. We look forward to watching you. You'll be in Bettendorf, Iowa this weekend, I believe.
Yep, we're in Bettendorf, and then we're in Wichita, and then we'll head out to Phoenix. Hopefully, we'll be the 16 teams that qualify there. We just still got some work to do. 2 more tournaments here to go. Really excited and grateful for the opportunity that this league is going to provide for our kids. And once again, thank you guys for having me on to represent the Barnstormers. It's awesome, and so you guys are doing a great job. So
absolutely, thank you so much for that.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you, and best of luck. Seriously,
thank you.
Yes, sir. And that was fun. I definitely look forward to hopefully seeing them up in Phoenix.
Yeah,
dude, I can't. Awesome. It's gonna be hot in Phoenix. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm gonna get too far ahead, but I love it. But whew.
I've never been, so I'm not looking forward to it. But I am the basketball. But
bro, listen,
I've heard rough things.
It's gonna be crazy, but hopefully we'll see. Coach there, the Barnstormers for sure. It's gonna be, like I said, don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I just need to put that out there because I know. Listen, yeah, but putting Phoenix in the rear view. For now, we'll get back to that. Speaking of Kansas City, let's kind of go to KC. What do we got going on there, Shanku?
Yeah, I mean, there was a ton of high-level teams in Kansas City this past weekend, and we just talked about Barnstormers Gold, who came in. They went 4-0 at number 11. They beat the number 1 team in Rogue, 59-49, pretty convincingly, if you ask me. I watched that game, but I think they're a team that will see a big boost in the ranking in the standings this week. So I'm excited to see how they finish out.
Stay tuned for that for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And again, great. Shout out to Coach again, Coach Ship. Really appreciate that. Shanku, good job breaking out some of the players. I think it was good to kind of get a little look at them. Another team to touch on, Hustle Prep, which I did see a little bit of them. I think they played Keigo. I hope I said that right. I think I said that right. Wow. Jeez. The problem with the reader, and that doesn't talk much when I should be, is that you don't, put workshop these out loud. I should have said it earlier, then you would have told me. Shout out to Seattle. Yeah, great game. Great game, first of all. I thought it went down to the wire. I think one thing I like about Hustle Prep is the way they were able to kind of get into their offense. A lot of shooting. Like the ball, we're talking about Coach Ship, but moving the ball side to side and getting open shots. And I feel like Hustle Prep was able to generate not only good shots throughout the game, but especially in crunch time.
For sure, yeah. I mean, they took care of business. Their close game was 12 points, I think. They were putting up numbers all weekend long. They beat I think all 4 teams actually were ranked ahead of them. They came in at number 73. They beat teams 48, 59, 70, and 66. So So I expect them to get a little boost in the standings as well.
Okay, it's good to know. Another team that we both, I think, had the privilege of seeing at some point is Lincoln Supreme. I heard they had a nice win over Omaha. What happened there?
Yeah, I was watching that game. Omaha Elite.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Omaha Elite was actually controlling that game. They were
Mm.
pretty much the whole game, and then kind of towards the end of that second half, Lincoln Supreme kind of just took over. They had a multitude of guys that kind of impacted the game, but Ryan Huston, he's a kid that really stuck out to me, kind of a 6'2" guard wing type of guy, but he plays so much bigger than his size. Really physical guard, built like a linebacker, really. Thrives on getting to the basket, super physical, looking to initiate contact always. And then also his playmaking, kind of like a triple-double threat always. Playing some pinch post action out of the elbow and the high post area, making reads in space, kind of acting as a handoff operator. But he was awesome all weekend, and he's had a great spring.
I like that for sure. And then the guy to keep an eye on looking forward with Lincoln. Let's talk about the Magic of Kansas. Kansas Magic. They made some ground apparently over here.
They did, yeah. They came in at number 145. They were in one of the lower pools, but they showed that they went 4-0, and they had a really close game against Kansas Select Red, 61-48 in their final game to come out completely undefeated 4-0. And Ty Romero really stuck out for me for them. A 6'5" point guard, great positional size, and he can impact the game in so many ways. He sees the floor super well, using his height to create passing angles and passing windows. He's really selfless, high IQ, scores from multiple levels, really good shooter from beyond the arc off the catch, and then also just a really good playmaker in the open court, just fast break transition situations, looking to create for others and himself.
Got it, for sure. And he's a guy you would say probably a 3-level score?
3-level score, yeah. He can get it done for sure.
Dude, the tall point guards, like three levels, yeah, that's my type of player for sure. As a 6'4" guy. Anyway, Missouri Flight Black. Apparently there's some shooters on that squad. Can you tell me about Mr. Combs?
Yeah, Jace Combs in their final game of the weekend, he went 6 for 9. I mean, just an unbelievable shooting display, showing off his shooting versatility, both not only off the catch but also off the dribble. He was confident pulling threes in transition. He's got a really quick lefty release, confident shooting through contests. And off the catch, just a really quick release, good pre-shot preparation. Just an unbelievable shooting display. 6 of 9. I mean, just unbelievable blend of efficiency, volume, and shot difficulty.
I like that. Especially a shooter who can do it both off the catch and off the bounce. Like, I mean, I see a lot of great shooters off the catch, and don't get me wrong, that is amazing. But if you can mix it up, I mean, that makes you just that much more versatile of a threat offensively, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, shooting off the dribble is one of the hardest skills in basketball. That pull-up game, if you can get that locked down, I mean, you're going to be super valuable at the next level.
For real. So take note, y'all. Sean, we'll talk about our jump shots later because I have a question about that, but we got to keep it moving. Let's talk about the Chi-Town Bulldogs. Apparently, they also made up some ground down in Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, they came in as one of the lower-ranked teams, but they came at 164, I believe. They were in the standings, but Joby Ratliff, he had himself a weekend. He's played really well this whole spring, but he averaged 18 points per game as their leading scorer. He's got some legit 3-level scoring upside, and like I talked about that pull-up game, Ratliff can do that. Shoots off the dribble at a very high rate. He's got a really nice touch in the mid-range with that pull-up game, and that his floater game really evident with his touch.
I like that for sure. And then just to kind of close out 17U, this team, which you're about to expound on, got a nice clutch win over a team I've been watching that's been hot in Mudville Elite over the past 2 weeks. So what have you kind of seen? What have you liked from the KC team themselves, the KC Red Storm?
Yeah, they're the home team, KC Red Storm. Just talking about a little bit about that Mudville game. I mean, they play a scrappy brand of basketball. They were losing that whole game pretty much, but they managed to pull it out, just playing some really scrappy defense. Forced probably 5 or 6 turnovers in the final few minutes of the game.
Wow.
To get to overtime, and then forced a few more turnovers and got to 4 first. So they got it done and pulled out some big wins.
That's what you get when you that's a team shutting the water off, right?
Right.
That's what's up. And again, against a team in Mudville that's been pretty hot up to this point. So shout out to KC Red Storm for taking care of business and getting it done, when it counts for sure. Moving on to the 16U. Let's start with Pat. What do we got there? They got some good wins.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about them the last 2 weeks. We brought Liam Wolf on 2 weeks ago, but their 16U continues their dominant streak. They're 16-0 they can go ahead and book their plane tickets to Phoenix. They will be in attendance for 16U Pro 16 finals. They picked up 2 more quality wins against KC Spurs and Lincoln Supreme 2. They had so many guys, and Max Moreland, Cooper Carr, Grady Payton, all making an impact. But Kayvon Bonner continues his high level of play as their lead facilitator, making unbelievably high level passes. All weekend long. But yeah, he was so much fun to watch, and I think he'll turn some heads at the live period come Wichita.
I like that. Well, also, real random show note. We're gonna put that aside. You booked your ticket to Phoenix. I like that.
Yeah.
Instead of we going to Disney, you're going to Phoenix.
We're going to Phoenix.
For real. Again, we got to talk about a different Barnstormers, but the Iowa Barnstormers Gold. What'd you like from them as a 16U team that also ran the table?
Yeah, so they were the only Pro 16 team in attendance in Kansas City this past weekend. They went 4-0, but they actually had a scary win. They were in some trouble against KC Spurs 16U group, who's got some dudes in Alex Casares, but Will Gertis for them is a really special prospect at 6'8", projects as a play finisher, 3-level scoring touch, really good defensive instincts as well as kind of a backside, help side rim protector. And I think as he continues to fill into his frame, he's going to be a prospect to watch and maybe a household name across the country in a few years.
Wow. Shanku putting him on notice right now. I love it. Quad City Shockers Orange. Apparently they've been hot as we've seen kind of the last couple of weeks, but give us a little bit more information on them because 7-1, that's pretty good.
Absolutely. Yeah. There were 7. They were ranked seeded 70 coming in. They're 7-1. Spencer Baya in their game against the Tulsa Hawks, I believe, dropped a career high 28 points. And I mean, I was watching that game. I think at least 90% of his baskets came at the rim, just attacking off the dribble and also as a play finisher, just maintaining advantages created by his lead guards, attacking driving lanes with aggression, assertive finishing around the rim, super physical, bulky kind of guard, but at 6'2", he was awesome in that game, and he was one of their leading scorers this weekend as well.
That's what's up. Gotta love that for sure. And also that physical profile.
Yeah,
for sure. SW Iowa Impact. Apparently, not only taking care of business, but against teams that were ranked higher than them.
Yeah, they definitely took care of business. They were 100 coming in. They beat 64, including three teams ranked higher, and they pulled out some clutch wins. 3 of their 4 wins came within 6 points. So talk about winning the margins. We talked about that a few weeks ago in our show, but just those close games, those margins they're so thin, especially when there's so much online, and SW Iowa Impact definitely came to play in those games.
No, like you said, kind of banking them wins early, before it does get, like you said, right now, it's too late now. Like at this point, every game is there, but by those teams taking care of business, yeah, absolutely. SEMO? I was going to say SEMO, but SEMO sounds cooler. So we're going to go SEMO. Good shout to SEMO. But the SEMO Basketball Club, again, not only taking care of business, but not particularly close either, apparently.
No, yeah, they were 200 coming in. They were in one of the lower pools, so I expect them to get a real boost in the standings. But like you said, Corbin, their closest game was 15 points. They won by an average of 25 points on the weekend. They're definitely not a pool F team, so I'm excited to see how they fare against some better competition.
For sure. And then it's Casiago, right?
Casiago, yes.
Casiago. Okay. See, got me once. Second time we win it. Okay. I don't know what I said, but we're going to scrap off the record. But Casiago, listen, another team, again, just like SEMO, taking care of business and not really leaving it up to a margin that's pretty close.
Right. They did not play with their food at all. They were 170 coming in. Their game was 10 points. They won by an average of 21 points. And kind of like SEMO Basketball Club, they're not a Pool F team. They took care of business. They did what they have to do. They beat who was in front of them. You can't really blame them for that, but I'm excited to see how they fare against some better competition as well.
Yeah, that's what's up. Like you said, I love it. Don't play with your food. Your parents taught us that early. Take care of business.
Yep.
For real. All right, moving right along. Speaking of taking care of business, we're going to the 15U. Feels like deja vu here. We got Pack again. Again, doing what they do. What we got on them?
Yeah, Pack, they're another team. They're 15-1 now. They can go ahead and book their tickets to Phoenix.
They're going to Phoenix.
They're a lock. We're not going to Disney. We're going to Phoenix. But they pulled out some really good wins. They beat the number 4 15U team in Team Warwick 67-65. Really tight game. Talk about Fahmi Yusuf real quick with Team Warwick. I mean, he's a Division I prospect. He's so special. 6'3" guard, kind of an unorthodox play style. Gets to his spots with change of pace, change of direction. Not the most quickest first step, but he understands angle. He understands space. He can score from all three levels. Got to the rim at will. Put up 20-plus points multiple games this past weekend. But going back to Pack, I talked about him 2 weeks ago. Colton Nichols for their 15U group. He continues to impact the game at a very high level. But Brennan Wallace also kind of had a coming out weekend, I guess you could say, scoring 16, 17 points against that Warwick team as their leading scorer, helping bring out that win. Lights out shooter from three, can kind of play a smart brand of basketball, I'd say, just playing within himself, high self-awareness. But, yeah, they're a team to watch going forward as well.
I love that. Okay, Shanku, I got to put you on the spot real quick just because you brought up Colton Nichols. You described this game, and I was trying to put like a comp. NBA related. Please tell me you're familiar with Andre Miller.
I do know Andre Miller, yes.
Oh, good. Okay, good. So is he like Andre Miller with three ball? Sort of?
I'd say Andre Miller is more of like a true point guard. Colton Nichols is
like a
combo guard. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Needs, I think some improvement to his ball handling and overall like facilitating will do dividends for him. But I like that Andre Miller shout out for sure.
I appreciate listen, shout out to all people who know, post-up game, love it. Okay, cool. I'm glad Shanku, I'm glad. I didn't want to throw it out there and you'd be like, who? And I'm like, because my face, I can't hide reactions. Yeah. Okay, cool. Moving on down. Listen, on the next pro show, we love all teams equally, but Colorado Collective. I am in Colorado, so I have to give a shout out to Colorado Collective. Taking care of business all 4 games. I mean, it seemed they were kind of tight, but they still did what they had to do, get the job done, huh?
Yeah, they were able to pull it out. They came in as the number 59 ranked team. Like you said, all 4 of their games were within 10 points. Really, really clutch performance down the stretch of the game in crunch time. They did what they had to do, and they pulled out 4 gritty wins.
Hey, there you go. I love that. Barnstormers gold. Listen, they had speaking of Colorado, against the other, and so it was Colorado Collective Grieving that went 4-0, but Colorado Collective Mahan, that's what I'm going with. Mahan. Yep, I said it both ways, so I'm right one of them. Either way, they had a tight game against Barnstormers Gold, and obviously Barnstormers Gold. What did they do?
Yeah, they came in at 81. They beat that Colorado Collective Mahan team, like you said. They're a really solid team. They beat them 59-57. They're led by Nick Stone, who is their leading scorer. I mean, he was awesome this past weekend. Lights out shooter from deep. I know our Twitter posted him. He had a little montage. He had a big game against them, but he's fun to watch, and that Barnstormers Gold is another team that will see a big boost in their rankings, hopefully close in on that top 16 spot that is so valuable.
I love it. Like the Jeffersons moving on up. Gotta see it for sure. Okay. Omaha Elite. We referenced it before, I think their 17U team, but they're 15U. Again, taking care of business, another close win. What happened there?
Yeah, so they were 98 coming in. They're another team that can push up the standings after this weekend. They pulled out a 65-63 win over KC Redstorm to start the weekend. And after that, I mean, it was pretty smooth sailing. They had some close games, but apart from that first game, they took care of business and they did what they had to do.
Well, there you go. And that's all you can do right there. Like you said, take care of it. Going back to Quad City, we got the Quad City Shockers Orange. Can you mention a little bit about Arthur Abbey, which we already talked about, and one other player that you had an eye on?
Yeah, Arthur Abbey, he was the number 8 player, I believe, on these top 10 this past week. But he's so shifty. I mean, we saw in that first clip, in that number 8 clip, you can't keep him in front. He's so shifty. He can score from that mid-range, that pull-up game. But he was attacking the rim just so at will. I mean, it was unbelievable. Initiating contact at the rim, seeking out contact, really. Crafty finishes, ambidextrous finishes, great touch around the rim. But he was also creating advantages, just constantly getting downhill, collapsing the defense, kicking out, dumping off to the bigs. But also Zane Russ. He's a player that will be on my radar going forward for the next 3 years. At 6'5", he already holds an offer from Creighton.
Oh, wow.
So he's legit. But this is my first time watching him live. Just his touch, even off balance, that off platform touch, looking to initiate contact when he gets downhill. Even when his footwork's not the best, he's still able to hit tough shots in the mid range. Lights out shooter from deep. He's got the frame at 6'5". Probably still going to grow. He's just 15 years old. So I'm excited to see his development and growth as a player.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, have advantage creation in general from not one but two players great, because between the touch of Russ and Arthur Abbey just being able to leverage the ability to get to the rim with the mid-range jumper, like and like you said, next 3 years. It's crazy to kind of project that far out, but the fact they're showing this much now, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Missouri Flight Gold, speaking of awesome, another team. They started off kind of rocky apparently, but way to turn around the ship.
Yeah, they're a Missouri Flight team that was 0-4 coming in. So they were in a lower pool, but they did what they had to do. They made up for that going 4-0. They had a 43-41 win over the KC Running Rebels, who were at home. But every other win, apart from that, was 25+.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's kind of an interesting weekend with that 2-point win, gritty win over KC Running Rebels, but it smacked every other team, for lack of a better word.
Nah, those are cool. I mean, I'm one of those fans of those teams though too. Like, I don't know when, of course, in these wins that close game was, but if you take care of it and you get one team that really tries you, you know what I mean, and you got to go down to the wire and you can still pull that out, extra props to you because you get it done different ways. So that's what's up. And then lastly, just to kind of close out the 15U, we got Any Hoops Elite, who they went 4-0. They're 14U. Yeah, I just realized. Hold up.
Yeah, they're Any Hoops Elite Williams team is a 14U squad. They were competing against 15U teams all weekend. They beat 3 of them en route to a 4-0, perfect 4-0 weekend. So I mean, playing against some bigger guys, older guys, and they still managed to come out on top.
That's tough.
Big shout out to them. Yeah.
Way to go. Absolutely. For real. All right. Well, moving on from KC in Kansas City. It was nice to be there. Let's drop by Geneva. I'm about to say I'm better to say that right. And we got a special guest on here for this one.
We do, yeah. Shout out to Will Harburg. He was one of our scouts up in Geneva, Ohio this past weekend, and we're gonna bring him on to kind of talk about what he saw and who he liked.
Love the pick. Let's go.
How's it going, y'all?
Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. So kind of just getting started with Geneva. There weren't too many teams that went 4-0, but we can get started with Grand Park Premier. Their closest win was 9 points. They took care of business. They did not play with their food.
They did not.
Before, but talk about Max McComb for that team, kind of a bigger guard. Like, what did you see from him?
Max was big. He's a core facilitator on a pass-heavy offense for Grand Park Premier. I really love his game. Multi-level scorer. He was making it happen all weekend and really all circuit that I've seen. That Grand Park Premier team, they'll dig into the shot clock. They'll dig 20 seconds into the shot clock just based on how much they pass. And Max, in those, when the shot clock is running down, he's able to hit some deep threes, highly contested shots. Off the pick and roll, he makes incredible reads. He doesn't read his man, he reads the screener's man. And so just by doing that, he's able to lob it right over the top, get it to guys like Josiah Ball or Cade Kaiser. And for easy layup looks, guys that can finish with contact. Max himself, he can finish with contact as well. Just a very well-rounded offensive player with IQ. And then defensively, he's an overall IQ player. So he's smart in taking those gambles and passing lanes. And he was rewarded with a lot of fast break opportunities with wide open layups.
Sounds really, really good. It sounds like you were kind of a fan of their offense too.
Big time. They're one of my favorite teams in all of Next.
Oh, I love that.
There's a little bit of an in-state bias too, just being an Indiana guy myself.
Okay. Hey, at least you didn't acknowledge the bias. That's awesome. Speaking of bias, we're gonna touch on the team here. Well, not really, but River City Hoops. They had dominant victories all weekend. None bigger than a couple of 20-point drubbins. I think they got both Showtime Elite and Colorado Vice, which I am a Colorado guy, so that kind of hurt my heart a little bit.
Yeah.
But, what can you tell me about River City Hoops? And then specifically, I think it's Trayvon Torchon. Did I say that
yes.
right?
Yeah, Trayvon Torchon.
Let's go.
Big time player. Could be a Division I guy, in my opinion. Division I frame for sure. He's got really wide shoulders, muscular frame. He uses this to his advantage on defense. Laterally gifted, lateral athlete. He never lets the offensive player get past him. He was tried a couple times in isolation in a couple games that I've watched, and on film as well from past sessions, and it always ends up in a bad shot or a bad pass. And he's able to force, like I said, bad passes, bad shots, and get out in transition. That's a River City Hoops team that loves to get out in transition. Trayvon is another guy who can finish extremely well in transition due to his frame, ability to absorb contact, every time he gets fouled, even if he gets tackled, there's a chance that he can convert that and one. And when he goes to the free throw line, he's extremely high percentage. Another factor that I think makes Trayvon a Division I prospect is his ability to shoot off the dribble. At the high school level, you don't see that a whole lot. Is guys that can make it happen beyond the arc, off the dribble, fading away even. This guy does not see closeouts, can make it happen. One dribble pull-up game, like I said, fading away, step back, anything you want. Trayvon can make it happen. And he's a coachable guy too. Coachable, and then he's a coach on the floor. And I know college coaches love to see that. Great GPA as well. I don't know exactly what it is off the top of my head. He had it in his Twitter bio.
You know, it's great. That's all we need.
Yeah, big time player, big time team for sure.
That's awesome.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. We were just talking about that ability to shoot off the dribble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Super valuable skill going forward to the next level. Mm-hmm. But the next 4-0 team and the last 4-0 team in the 17U division was Red Rush. Their 17U program was led by Luke Vanderstar. Talk about him, kind of what you saw from him.
Man, that Red Rush team is uberly talented, but Luke especially, he's the engine behind that. Really good size for a 1 or 2 man. He primarily played the 1 for Red Rush this weekend. You see him, he doesn't look like the strongest guy on the court, but he's got that wiry strength, and it shows in he's another guy who can absorb contact, and he always has a chance at an and one opportunity. Okay, so yeah, so he was able to create a lot of opportunities for himself and other people at the charity stripe. Very heady player. He sees the pass to assist before it even is open. So he's able to swing the rock. He made some very flashy passes in transition, threaded the needle. He made one bounce pass that was incredible. Full court bounce pass. It hit the ground once. Easy layup for one of his teammates.
Ooh, nice.
And then on top of that, he's just fearless, to be honest. He's fearless and confident in everything he does. And he's got a very quick release. So he's high percentage beyond the arc. So when players overcommit, he's very savvy in attacking those closeouts, and then that plays into his fearlessness. He'll go at anybody. He's played almost 7-footers, and he just goes right at their chest and draws that foul. Very talented player. I can't wait to see what Luke and this Red Rush squad has to offer the rest of the circuit.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. So what you're saying is he got the dog in him.
Oh, he's got that dog in him.
Love it. Let's go.
It's some about those Canada players, man. They play with a chip on their shoulder.
They
play with a chip on their shoulder for sure.
They got that edge.
I like the Montreal prospects who brought some of that energy in Indy.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. One of one Toronto too.
Yeah. Wow. They don't come to play. They come with that grip. I love it.
Nope.
Let's move down to 16U. Not a whole lot there, but you know what? That quality, right? Quality over quantity, like we like to say. Let's talk about Unity Sports Academy. They had a good win over Top Notch Stars, at 59-54. So that was a good one to close out the weekend. But what'd you like from them? And then specifically, Jaden Brock.
Yeah. So Jaden, I mean, they're a very, very talented squad. Unity Sports, I mean, like you said, went 4-0. Some of those games look very dominant, but Jaden Brock is a 6'6" forward. Really holds down the middle for Unity for the most part, but in my opinion, he's a 4-man on a college squad. Very physical shot blocker. He doesn't just block your shot; he demoralizes you. He will block it all the way to half court. That's something that I've seen from him. And so, just by the pure force off his blocks, he's able to create transition opportunities, which you don't see very much at any level. Not to mention the 16U level. And so we all know that basketball is 50% mental, and so. By the way he blocks your shot and sometimes he'll talk a little bit of trash in it too. And so he will make you redecide ever driving again in that game or ever again in your basketball career.
Mentally you pack your bags to go home.
Exactly. So he's a big time athlete off 2 feet. He can do it off 1 foot as well. But defensively, he's mostly jumping off 2 feet. And this allows him to control the offensive and defensive glass. Create second chance opportunities for himself and teammates. Like I said, 2-foot athlete, gets up there, can't really be contested at the rim just due to his pure strength and athleticism, like I keep mentioning. And his efforts were ultimately the difference makers in close contests against Team Grizzlies and Top Notch Stars, 2 very talented 16U squads.
That's awesome. Yeah, and another team that had a lot of close games, including their fourth game on a heartbreaking loss. Grand Premier. They went 3-1, but talk about Luke Weimer. He had a great weekend, I heard.
Yep, he did incredible weekend. He gained a lot of traction in the grassroots community this weekend, as far as I can tell. Another Grand Park Premier guy. I promise I'm not biased at all, but yeah, 3-1, like you mentioned. He's got high level length and frame, 6'6" wing. He's got guard skills, really. He can play the two. He has played the two for Grand Park Premier. Dead eye shooter, one of the best shooters I've seen 15U through 17U, to be honest. One of the best shooters in 16U next that I've seen as well. High release point. He doesn't see closeouts just due to that. And he's got the ability to put the ball on the floor as well. He off the pick and roll, big pick and roll squad. Grand Park Premier is all their levels are, but 16U especially. He drives to the rim without fear at all. Bulky frame as well. He's got shiftiness. He can hit the spin move, and he can finish around the rim. He can score on every level, mid range, but he's most effective from beyond the arc. And he's got range as well. And like I said, he doesn't see closeouts and those contested late shot clock looks. He is very, very dependable, and he's your guy if you need a buzzer beater of any sort.
I love that. Listen,
Yes,
well, on the next pro show, we love guys who can see from three.
Definitely.
There we go. That's
I
what's
do too. I do too.
Here we are. We got the panel. Then we good.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's what's up. Okay, that's a guy to watch for sure moving forward. And as we can move forward, we're gonna go from the 16U to 15U. And again, this is another one of quality over quantity. But let's start with Delaware Certified Hoops, who again, ran the table, had a tough win over Top Notch Stars. Shout out to Top Notch Stars. I mean, whether it was 15U or 16U, y'all were great foils, apparently. Like good
17U too.
wins. 17U too. There you go. So
they were a little bit underhanded, 17U wise, but I saw their whole squad in Indianapolis. They're legit.
So
they're legit. Yep, all those Canada teams are. But anyways, yeah. So for Delaware certified hoopers, the guy I really liked was Kareem King, 6'3" guard, 2027 guy. Primarily plays the one position. Can play the two. He can play the three as well. He's very versatile offensively. But 6'3" at 2027 at 15U, it causes a lot of problems for ball handlers. And you look at him and you don't think he's a rising sophomore. You think he's a senior. You think he's going into college. And so his frame allows him to stay in front of defenders like a couple other guys I've mentioned. But it's just different seeing him against 15U competition. And so he's got very quick hands, great ball instinct on ball. He's a menace, to be honest. And he through that, he caused a lot of turnovers in passing lanes and on ball and just steals. Gets the ball up the court with ease. He's got IQ for sure. Creates a lot of transition opportunities and finishes in transition as well when his teammates create those opportunities for him. He's got big time vertical athleticism. I'd say he's in that 30 to 40 inch vertical range. And for a 2027 guy at 6'3" right now, I think he could very well be 6'5", 6'6" by the time he graduates with those guard skills. I think this is a legit Division I caliber player, but I just can't wait to see what him and this whole Delaware certified hoopers squad and program have to offer the rest of the Puma circuit.
That's awesome. Yeah,
that's very cool. Absolutely.
And the way you described him just seems like a surefire Division I prospect. So
man, big time.
Straight up.
The athleticism is there.
Yeah,
you got to watch him.
The frame and the athleticism. So I'll definitely take a look at him. That last team that went 4-0 in the 15U division was G5 Elite. They went 0-4 in their debut, but they bounced back this past weekend in Geneva, going 4-0. Will, were you able to check them out?
I was not. No. I tried to check them out on the film, but there were some problems with the film. I couldn't get rosters, so unfortunately, I was not able to get a standout player for G5 Elite. From everything I've heard, they're a very well-rounded team, though, and they'll be playing in some upper pools in the next circuit. So we'll continue to hear about them, I'm sure, in the coming weeks.
For sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Most definitely.
Well, I mean, where can we catch, before we let you go, where can we catch you next coming out here? Where, I mean, you be in the scouting street, so where are you at next on the prop?
Yes, sir. So I'll be in Memphis this coming week.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah,
all three of us.
Let's go.
Big location, I've heard. A lot of high level teams there. But I'll be in Memphis this coming week, and then I've got a pretty long break until my next scheduled event. Then I'll be in Indianapolis in July for the live period.
That's what's up. Well, we definitely look forward to seeing you in Memphis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming on again, Will.
problem.
Thanks
I
for breaking it
appreciate
down,
y'all.
providing some insight from Geneva, Ohio.
Mhm.
I wait real quick. Talk about that location, that facility. Looks sweet.
Man, Spire. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, LaMelo Ball played
Yeah.
there, Puma guy himself.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was incredible. It was a little bit of a smaller location. It was something
Mhm.
new. But I mean, you can see all of the courts. If you're in the middle, you can see all of the courts. And if I'm not mistaken, they have the old Cleveland Cavaliers floor there too.
Yeah.
So really, LeBron James played on the same floor as Court
Floor,
1.
yeah.
That is dope. And
Yeah.
it's also, that scoreboard is the cleanest I've seen in this time. I was like, oh, next gen over here.
Yes. It was a legit location for sure.
That is awesome.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Well, we'll see you in Memphis.
Sounds
this
good.
weekend, so see you soon.
All right. I'll see
Look
y'all
forward
then.
to it, man. Take care, sir. All right. Definitely excited to see him and you and everyone in there. We'll talk more about Memphis later. I'm excited. We got to talk cookout. We got a lot to talk about over there. We'll get there. But Shanku, I feel it's time for Shanku standouts.
Oh,
I think I put the voice on for that, right? I think I got that right.
Oh, Trey standouts.
Wait. It's Trey standouts.
Trey standouts.
I thought. See, I'm trying to give you too much credit, Shanku.
You are.
I'm sorry, my bad. We're gonna get Trey on here in a second, so it's gonna be Trey standouts, in which I will do the voice on for Trey. But in the meantime, I do want to circle back. We were talking about shooting and like the importance of that just for a second. Have you seen? I guess in the last we're in 6 sessions, going on 7 now. The development of off the dribble shooting. We kind of talked about the importance of it. Just I guess a real quick hitter before we bring Trey on here. Is that like one of the things you look for offensively from a scouting perspective from you when you're looking at players that you're not too familiar with? Like, just give me like 1 or 2 things you look at that you are trying to see what they do on ball.
Yeah, that's a great point. A great question, Corbin. Just for me personally, I think feel is a big thing I look at just in terms of IQ, selflessness, how willing of a passer they are, type of advantage creation, how can they bring 2 on the ball and then create good looks for others. And then also just that on-ball versatility as a shooter, just being able to shoot on off the dribble from multiple levels, shooting off the catch from beyond the arc is a super valuable key for any level. That's really what in the modern game of basketball, what allows you to stay on the floor. But yeah, I want to reverse the question back at you. Kind of what do you look for?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I think one, like you said, feel, I guess, is one, I guess, in that same kind of wavelength, like confidence. Like I think I've seen quite a few people who maybe they haven't had the ability, whether it's the team construct, whatever the case may be, to showcase a lot of their skill. But when they do, let's say shot clock running down, or the offense is in a rut, like the ability to go, okay, you know what? Like, have no fear, I can get into a shot, right? And not just any shot, because anyone could do that, but like a shot that is a high percentage, high quality look, right? And the second thing, like you said, again, piggybacking off you, is it can't be understated how important it is shooting off the dribble, especially in a league like this, where as the defense gets ratcheted up, we see it when fatigue sets in, and those corner threes aren't so open and your legs aren't as strong, right? Like, how can you manufacture offense? It's very similar. I mean, we see the playoffs right now, and the mid-range game is all maligned until about now, where it's okay, can you actually get into shots to keep your offense not even humming along, but just moving, right? And so for me, I definitely look to see if you have any on-ball juice. And obviously, if you have it and you're within the team concept that, like we had Coach Ship on earlier, and it's moving the ball side to side and really trying to generate open looks. If you don't have to go into your bag, then no, right? But like, if you have a bag, and we're not talking like your grocery Kroger's shopping bag, like we talking like an actual bag, then that's something I definitely am drawn to, And again, it's having it as like a tool in your toolkit and not like the one tool. But I think that's something I definitely look at in terms of on-ball utility for players.
Yeah, that's a great point, Corbin. Just talking about that poise as an on-ball creator, just handling high-pressure situations, as well as creating for yourself from all 3 levels, especially that mid-range game. When it gets deep in that game, man,
yeah,
tired. You gotta be able to hit tough shots for sure.
Exactly. You said it, man. So I'm glad we had a moment here, kind of talk about our own scouting insight. But now we're gonna bring on another master scout. Let me get my voice again for Trey's standout players. There we go. We got Trey Sterner in the house, NXTPRO Scout Director, frequent guest. Trey, how are you doing?
What's up, guys? I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Doing good, man.
We're doing great. Good to have you on.
Yes, for sure. I think we'll all be in Memphis this weekend. So
yeah,
we'll all be in that same spot.
Memphis. Let's go.
Yep.
Hot spot for sure. But Trey, you were in College Station this past weekend. A lot of high-level teams, a lot of Texas teams competing down there. But talk about Family Say in the 17U age division. I talked about him a few shows ago. Jalen Fenner, a really good prospect. What'd you like from him?
Yeah, Family has been killing it the past couple weekends that they've played. They're really moving up in the rankings. I think they're going to stay there. But Jalen Fenner is kind of their motor for them. He's a 6'5", kind of shooting guard, small forward kid, like an uber athlete. Like he is above the rim, like an impressive athlete. There was a clip from him earlier this summer. He like windmilled on someone's head in transition. Like, he can get above the rim. He can transition half court, doesn't matter. Like he is going to get to the rim and he can finish over you. Not just an athlete though. He's a good shooter. Like he can make it from three. He can get you in the mid range, like get to the rim, and like if the power finish isn't there, he's got craft. So multiple options on that offensive end. I also think he's an underrated passer. Like he sees the floor really well in transition, sees cutters. Like I was talking to one of our other scouts there, Ethan, and it's like he just does. There's not a thing that you can look at and say he doesn't do that well. Like he's a really solid defender on the ball. He plays hard off the ball, gets out in transition. When he's off the ball, I really like his cutting. Like he stays active. He's not just going to stand in the corner, stand in the dunker spot. He's going to find good cuts. So just overall, really impressed with his game. Think he has a super high ceiling, especially with his positional size and how he gets off the floor. He's going to give people problems the rest of the spring, and I'm kind of excited to watch what he does in Memphis this weekend.
Yeah, I completely agree. I saw him in Monroe and just super polished, like you said. And to me, Division I upside. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yep. No, I think he can be a Division I guy for sure. Just the physical tools on their own. Like he's one of those guys that passed the eye test, but then you see him making plays on the offensive end, getting to it from multiple levels, and like on defense, like when he's really locked in, he's shutting people down. He can really guard. So impressive.
I love that. Listen, when you could, again, we said it earlier, we could turn the water off, as a team, as a player, and say, okay, we're done. That was good, but no more points for you. I think that's an impressive talent, especially at this level, for sure.
Yep.
But moving on down, Urban DFW Elite,
Yep.
NXT. What did you like? Oh, I said that. But anyway, Urban DFW, what did you like from them? And also Lamont Hartfield. I think there's some interest in terms of bringing out on him.
Yeah, for sure. Urban DFW had a really good weekend. They had a couple close games, pulled them out. But I really liked what I saw from Lamont Hartfield this weekend. He's a guy that, played on our league last year. He played for a different team, but he's on Urban DFW. This is his first weekend playing with them. But he really took over games at times. He's another 6'5" kid, good positional size on the wing. He shoots the heck out of the ball, like off the dribble, off the catch. Like he was making a ton of shots this weekend. Really good from the corners, can pull up in transition, like can create his own shot off the dribble from 3-2. Like he's hitting side steps, he's hitting step backs. It was a really impressive shot making display from him. But what I really liked on top of that was his activity defensively. He's a long kid, and he used it really well on the defensive end. Got a ton of deflections. Every game I watched him, he took at least one charge. Like there was one game he took two at least. Like I just really liked his motor and his effort. Like not only taking charge, making plays on defensive end, but he was getting out in transition to get easy looks. So bought his teams a lot of extra possessions, a lot of easy buckets. I think he's definitely a kid that's going to have D1 interest. Someone that could, like, if he shoots the way he did this past weekend, coaches are going to be contacting him in that live period. Like, if he makes the shots, he checks a ton of boxes. Like, he's a guy that's a pretty easily recruitable kid. So, great weekend from him. That Urban DFW team is going to be a problem. They've got athletes. They've got guards that can pass the ball. Jannard Toney was another guy for them. I think Shanku saw him in Dallas. Like, he just makes plays. He's just a positive playmaker. Like, he's tough getting to the rim, good passer, always locked in on defense. Like, when they needed him, he was there. He's just one of those guys that you can count on to make a difference. So, liked what I saw from that team.
Yeah, I know Urban DFW had an awesome weekend, the opening weekend in OKC, and then they had a tough schedule in Dallas. Kind of some questions in the air, but it looks like they bounced back in a major way, and hopefully Lamont Hartfield could change some things for them going forward.
For sure. Yep, he was a big difference maker.
That's awesome. Talk about United Elite. They have a kid in Devon Hewitt. He's a kid I haven't seen yet. What'd you like from him?
Yeah, United Elite had a great weekend. They've got some serious like size and length. Like they've got athletes out there. They've got guards that can make shots. But Devon Hewitt, I think, was the most interesting prospect for me from them this weekend. He's a 6'8" kid. Has some skill on the offensive end. Like, he can take you off the dribble from the perimeter. But just like a bouncy athlete, like, he's above the rim. He's just one of those guys that catches your eyes, like in warmups, like transition guy. He's finishing above people. Defensively, lots of deflections, rim protector. He's just got a lot of physical tools that are hard to ignore. And like, he's got serious touch and some skill on the offensive end that he shows flashes of that I think could be really, really good. Passes the ball well, sees cutters, sees his kickouts when he needs it. But he was really impressive for them. He caused a lot of problems for opponents, just matchup wise, just because he moves so well at his size. Like, you put a big on him, they had trouble keeping up. You put a smaller guy on him, he can back you down and face you up. So really liked what I saw from him. Think he's going to be someone that pops up a lot more as the summer kind of rolls along.
For sure. I need just a few notes, Trey, you have on a team. I just love their name, man. But Dallas the fam. Like, what do we got on Dallas? Yeah. What's up with them a little bit?
Dallas the fam had a really good weekend. They're a deep team. They've got a lot of guys that can go. Someone that I thought did really well was Isaiah Pankey. He was scoring the ball from all three levels. He's like a quick, bursty athlete. He just got it done, like, with the ball in his hands. Just an exciting playmaker and scorer. I think we're going to see him come up a lot more here this spring. But that team can really go. I mean, they get out, they can score in bunches. Defend hard. Like, I really like what they showed.
There was two more teams in that 17U division. SA Future White, I believe it was their first event on our circuit, and also any notes from them?
Yeah, Louisiana Titans. This was their first weekend playing in our event. Really liked what I saw from not only I watched their 17U, but their 16U a little bit too. Those are two teams that executed well, played together. On their 17U team, Brewer Nitcher, he's a 6'5" forward that I thought had a really good weekend. Just a high feel guy, makes plays off the ball on both ends. Like, he's going to be in the right position defensively. He's going to be in the right spot to make a play on offense. Can take you off the dribble a little bit, but was just really efficient as a finisher. Like, he was converting the looks he got, and has the athleticism and the size to do it. So, yeah, those Louisiana Titans teams, I think, are going to continue to have good showings here as they kind of move along in their next season.
For sure. Moving kind of on to 16U. A few solid teams there for sure. But between NTX Raptors, we got BYC Elite, we got J Uno, and then TNBA Houston. First off, shout out to all four running the table, 4-0 undefeated. Got to give some love. But is there one or two to really kind of focus on that really caught your eye in watching this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. That NTX Raptors team, they're fun to watch. They've been kind of making noise all spring so far. Like, I know OKC, they had a really good week. Dallas, I think they played really well. And this weekend they kept rolling. Someone that had a really good weekend for them was Mike Banks. He's a big 6'8" kid, really long, like rim protector, blocks shots, runs the floor. Someone that I think is going to keep getting a lot better and could be really impressive as he gets older, and kind of develops that offensive skill set. But he's a big time guy. And then Caden Johnson. Caden Johnson's been making noise all spring. He's like a 6'3", probably 6'3" guard. He's built like a middle linebacker. Like he's stacked. He's got a beard. Like he walks out there and he's the best athlete on the floor in that 16U game, and it's not necessarily close.
Driving home after
like
the game.
Generating paint touches at will in those games. Like when he wanted to take someone off the dribble, he was going to get to the paint and finish or hit a kick out.
That's awesome.
Like I think I saw him shoot 2 jumpers, and it's not because he can't shoot. It's because no one could stay in front of him. Like he can get up and finish. So really liked him. He's also like, I think you guys called someone a dog earlier. He's a dog on the defense. Like he's going to get after you on the ball. Like he's getting hands on stuff. He's not backing down. He's staying in front of you because he's got the lateral agility and the speed to do it. So he's someone that I think could be like as D1 upside, just with his athleticism and his motor kind of feel on both ends. So
yeah, Caden Johnson.
Really and then Jay Uno. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shanku.
No, so you go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say Jay Uno. I really liked what I saw from their program as a whole. Like that 16U team, 4-0. Obviously, their 17U team was really competitive all weekend. They run their stuff, like they play the right way. I just really liked. I got to shout out that program because I think they're going to be someone that wins a lot of games this summer across age divisions. Just really impressive, just all around from them.
That's awesome. Yeah, JM knows the team down in Texas, so shout out to them. Hopefully, they'll make some more noise in the coming weeks. But going on to 15U, there was a few more teams that took care of business, going 4-0. Team GME, what I talked about, they played really well in OKC. Family, Kenny, One Dream, One Team, and South U. Any notes on any guys or some notes on the teams itself?
Yeah, for sure. That GME team, Zachary Haggerty had a really good weekend for them. He's a bigger guard, like really skilled on the offensive end, shoots a good jumper, like a versatile guy that can handle it and make plays for you. He had a really good weekend in that undefeated run. And then Family is someone I got a chance to watch in Monroe a couple times. And then this weekend, they're just a really solid team overall. Like they've got 5 guys that can really go. But for them this weekend, I thought Axel Anderson was really good. He's a guard that can shoot the heck out of the ball, just has good court vision, defends hard, plays the right way. But when he gets that open shot, he's going to knock it down. So shout out to him and that whole team. They've been rolling this whole kind of season so far. Like Family, they've got something cooking. Like 17U, 15U, and their 16U team can play too. So they're someone that you do not want to see lined up across from you right now.
For sure.
So got to shout out Family.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And we're going to keep the shout outs going right along because we got some more undefeated teams from 12U to 14U. So I'm going to start with 12U and go up. We're going to reverse it because we got Dallas DeFam. We got Louisiana 12, Dallas DeFam 12U, Louisiana Titans 13U, Team GME 13U, J Uno Elite 14U. We got the YB33 Wildcats 14U. And that's Team Blue. We got the Hard Work Elite 14U, and then of course Team GME 14U. So GME, we saw them pop up twice between 14 and 13. Yeah. But out of all the teams I mentioned, again, was there a team that you had an eye on? Anything that you kind of took away this weekend and catching maybe a glimpse of them? I know it's a lot of basketball I've watched this weekend from.
Yeah, for sure. I hit a couple of those 12U games up to those 14U games. It's fun basketball to watch. I mean, like, this might sound bad, but you got to up your game 15 and 16U. Some of those middle school teams are running their stuff better than 15 and 16U teams. They're on the offensive end running their stuff. Like they're in the right spots. They're making the right pass. Everyone on that court is crisp. So I got to shout out those middle school teams. It's fun to watch. Extreme pressure. I know they weren't 4-0, but I think they went 3-0 this weekend. Extreme pressure, 12U. I really loved watching them. They're a Florida team that made their way down to Bryan. They've got some big dudes at 12U. They're gonna be a team that can make some noise as they keep getting older. So had to shout them out.
I love that. Listen, they coming for the top and they not missing. That's dope. That's dope to see. Yep. Well, Trey, normally I would ask as we close out, where are you going? But we know where you'll be. So I will ask you this: have you been to Cookout?
I have not. I've never been to Cookout.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Let's just stay tuned. I was talking to Shanku. Anybody, we'll talk about that. But Cookout, remember the name because remember that. But right. Trey, as always, man, thank you for coming on and giving us the time and really great insight on these teams and squads and players. Really do appreciate that.
Yep, appreciate you guys. I'll see you in Memphis.
Yes, sir. See you soon.
Let's go. Man, always good having Trey on for sure.
Yeah, for sure. He's super knowledgeable guy. He loves the game like us. So love bringing a fellow basketball junkie on to talk to
for real. Exactly. You said it. So look forward to again meeting up and we'll talk to Cookout later. But now I think it is time for Shanku's standout players. So it's not. Why do I keep bringing on standout players? Listen, where am I? Let me take a minute here because I know I'm rusty, but where am I getting standout players from? What am I doing?
Yeah,
you know what it is. We know what it is, y'all. It's just I'm slow right now. We're catching back up. It was a little retcon. I think we talked about it. I put it in memory that we were going to talk about it for a future show. Got mixed up, and here we are. Stay tuned for Shanku's standout players, but it's not right now, so you won't hear me say it again. We do have a good guest on coming up here soon though, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But Shanku, in the meantime, between time, what do we got going on here? Because I'm over here making up segments.
That's too funny. No, you're all good. But yeah, I mean, just looking forward to this weekend. We've got a few events we'll talk about a little bit later, but Memphis is one we're going to be at. That's a huge one. Pro 16 stop. But before we get to that, I want to Coach Derek Beecham, who is in Atlanta covering the girls event this past weekend. So Coach Derek Beecham.
We got the player shot. I love it.
Oh, camera.
I think we got him. Well, there we go. We got him. There he is. There's Coach Beecham.
There we go. Hey, bro, that was wild. That's a wild picture to have. That picture's so wild, bro. That's
shout out.
That's a flex. That's your
back in the threads.
All a bit. That's a
in
flex.
The threads.
Bro, I would kill for that hairline. I kill for that hairline. Now, it's not the same. Like, that's a traumatic experience. Just to
That's too out. Funny.
Literally, I'm like, is he asking Trey if has been invited to a cookout? Was like, and then that picture, I'm like, wow, I don't know what type. Where am I? What type of podcast am I on?
No, listen,
they podcasting today. That's what I was doing. Oh, they casting now. Oh, my fault.
You know.
He was like, hey, Trey, you been invited to a cookout? I was like, I know y'all going to Memphis, but
no.
But that he coming to cookout?
No. But I'm cookout. That's why you don't cookout. Like
I was like, you just inviting folks to cookouts, like.
Nah, bro. No. It ain't just open invite, but it is for those who know. Those who know.
I was gonna say, you gotta see what side of the beef he on. Is he like Drake, Kendrick? Like, there's a clear answer.
Ooh.
You can't go to a cookout with an answer right now. It's 10 times.
Nah, listen.
It's 10 times. Like, I was like, ooh, damn.
No. The serious cookout. That's a different question altogether. Real quick. You know the cookout, the restaurant cookout, right?
Like
yeah. So that's what I was getting on. You right?
After
you
like,
figured as much.
I was like,
I couldn't ask that question so casual on the show. I got to get some betting done.
I was like, woo. Yeah, you got to do some betting. You're not playing.
Nah. But real quick, because you brought it up, and I was bringing up the Shanku real quick. It's not next related, but where did you fall between Kendrick and Drake? Because this weekend, where'd you fall? That's all I ask.
I was in Atlanta. FYI, like I was literally in Atlanta.
So you heard it? Okay.
You heard it all.
I'm about to say you heard it popping.
Only one real answer. Like I'm just saying, this is one.
Is that okay?
I had to talk to my son. I had a son whose name is Drake, and like since your name is Drake, I'm like, whoa, son. In this household,
you had to set it straight. Okay, Listen, we were curious. Inquiring minds wanted to know. That's the low-key question of the week. So,
hey, it got crazy. It got crazy.
For real.
I heard it got crazy at the girls' event too.
I love the
that's right. He podcasting. He podcasting.
I'm podcasting. Come on now.
Let's go.
Yes.
Kind of just kind of shifting the focus to the girls' event. I mean, our second stop for the girls' circuit. I know they're going to be in Iowa this next weekend, but talk about Louisiana United, their 17-year group. Talk about they had some players for sure.
Oh, Louisiana United got some hitters.
Yeah, they had
Let's
a
get
whole
serious.
program.
They got a program of hitters now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, hey, EYBL teams be worried. They got some
Ooh.
hitters now.
Oh.
These girls play with anybody in the country.
Oh.
Like so Charles, Shayla, Price. I gotta say her name right because I'm gonna mess it up. Hold
Hey,
on.
Listen,
Lashante. Hey. What they say? They from the boot. These boot girls. Hey, I'm talking about on the ball defense. Like they tears. Big guards. And Price nasty. She's the number 1 point guard in the state of Louisiana right now.
Whoa.
Charles, Michaela, Charles, she already a D1 commit, like to Nickel State. Shayla and Lashante, they D1 prospects, maybe high D2. And it's not without a question.
That's some talent.
Talent.
For sure.
And when you see them play, you are like, oh, they different.
Okay.
Yeah, they 17.
They were making some noise.
17 group different. At one point, they 17 and 16s was playing a team, a game on Sunday morning, 9 o'clock. Combined score, 64-8, first quarter. That's how they was putting girls out. It was
word.
16s and 17s, different courts.
No.
That's no. The running clock started early.
The clock started way too early.
Wow.
Hey, you know, I'm about the story time, so we do story time real quick.
Let's go. Let's get it.
So the 16U, right?
Mm-hmm.
They call them they call themselves the Vultures, right? I don't even know why it was a Louisiana thing. They call themselves, it's Coach Price team, the Vultures. 16U. They got 4 to 5 D1 prospects, 3 girls already with offers, right? The Vultures. The ref looked at me before the game. She said, "Oh, they playing? Oh, I'm gonna tell them run this clock right now. I'm gonna tell them run this clock right now.
No.
Because there's a problem. We get out here early today." I'm talking.
They already knew. The refs knew.
Refs not.
Wow.
Hey, they got the real big 3 over there. They got Asia Patton. They got Journey and Alana B or Lana B. They call her. I call her 5. They all got nicknames. AP3, Slim Sniper, and 5.
Okay, where they listen? They was the nickname. Not the nickname. What's it? The nickname.
Easy, yeah.
Their nicknames is tough.
Wow.
They tougher. I saw those 3 girls. I saw the whole team. They went on 3 runs of 25+0 this weekend. They had a point differential of 127 for the weekend. For the weekend.
Jeez.
Man.
Jeez. Okay.
I know 3 EYBL teams have been knocking on their door for these girls. So when they talking crazy, like these girls are coming, they nasty. I think Asia got 2 state championships. She only a sophomore. She got 2. She 2 for 2.
She's 2 for 2. It's 100%.
Hey, it's crazy over there.
Wow. That is something else. Okay. Well, that's definitely, I mean, that's a squad to look at for sure. One to keep an eye on. I'm definitely going to go back on the tape now and catch some of that. I mean, granted, if the score was like you said, I won't be there for long, but just to see some of the talent.
Just grab some first quarters. We're not.
Just grab some first quarters.
Some first quarters. It'd be all right.
Okay. Well, let's talk for a second about another 17U team, a Carolina Elite.
Carolina Elite. They nice. Their whole program came through.
Okay.
They well run. They execute at a high level. Like it's tough over there. They got 2 teams, and they come tight. They come all across Carolina, so they do a good job over there.
That's awesome.
Okay.
And I know you talked about this girl on the first show you came on, Ogchi Okeki. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But you told a funny story about her. Team Fred Van Fleet, they went 3-1, but they also had Cynthia Cooper. What'd you like from those 2?
Yeah. They Fred VanVleet and Cynthia Cooper's team. They didn't have Cynthia Cooper over there playing.
Oh, that's her team.
You got. Hey.
I was like, they got the goats on there. Hold on now.
They didn't tap in the goat. But no,
For 17U. I'm sorry. I get it, Sean. That's why I was like, wait a second. What?
I mean,
Cynthia Cooper?
I thought that was the notes I saw.
No, you good.
If you know, you know.
Houston College, you know.
5'10". She just all right. We got to just all right. But she was tough. 6'5". She the real deal. She a Power 5 girl. She a Power 5 girl. Write it down. Power 5. She'll be playing in one of your favorite programs.
Wow.
Like offensive rebound, shot protection, defensive rebound, big, fast, strong, matchup nightmare.
Wow. That is inside, outside too?
Yeah, inside, outside. She gonna be a forward. She gonna be a forward. She can't shoot it now, but she will.
Okay. That's projectable. I get that. Okay. That's cool. Wow. Okay. That's definitely one to watch then.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, especially if you can, like you said, especially if the outside shot comes and you leverage, like you said, the beast inside right now with the ability to stretch it. We talking like deep mid range, or do you even see that shot going to 3?
Right now she don't need it. Like,
right now don't even matter.
Like,
okay,
she don't need it.
Sometimes you don't need it.
She's a problem.
That's true. I was just talking to Shanku about that earlier. If you don't need to do it, why? Right? Like, do what you can. Do what you need.
Right now, she Anthony Davis. Like, just finish it and paint and block everything.
I'm a Laker fan now. You know,
guard everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
so find a coach. This is really all right. Sorry.
JJ
Redick?
Hey, you know, next pro after. No, I'm playing exactly. No, you're right though. But listen, you're gonna have me all types of different.
I like JJ. I'm a Duke fan. I like JJ, but
okay,
Bron not gonna have you have a long career.
Listen, I will not have any Bron slander here on my side. No, I'm playing. You're right. We
love Bron.
We do. Next pro show here with fans now.
All right.
But we're gonna get back to that. Let's put a pin in that one because I got time to you, Coach. But let's talk about Coach Henderson Elite too, because or not Coach Henderson. Geez, I'm thinking Coach Redick. Scoot Henderson.
Look, you're already salivating.
I'm already. See, that's what I mean. You got.
You've been listening to the podcast, you know.
I let my mind go wild. Exactly. But no, Scoot Henderson Elite, another team. I mean, they didn't go undefeated, right? But they did take care of business as a 16U team. What did you like, man? What did you like from what you saw of that squad?
No, they were well run, very athletic. They got to the business. They defense first, defense second, finishing. You could tell they're getting trained up like a new group. So just learning more experience, but they look good. They hung out with each other before and after the game, so they did it the right way. You know, they brought Scoot Henderson, so you know that wasn't.
A shout out.
We was in his facilities, like, hey, you use a man facilities, you better give him a little shout out.
Right.
Like, dang, come to my house, let's talk about it.
I mean,
for real. Yep, that is awesome. And wait again, the way to show out not only obviously everybody coming out, but wait for him. Wait for the squad to play well too. And I like you said about them hanging out well before and after, because we see teams regardless. I mean, you have like a sense of camaraderie, but that really does bring like an extra level of an intangible, if you will, to the game, right?
Right.
100%.
That connectivity.
And the last team I believe that went 4-0 was Lady Vision, 14-year group. What'd you see from them?
Oh, Lady Vision.
Lady Vision.
Hey, they might have the next Laker coach. This coach was on top of game. Like, I'm talking, they keep advanced analytics. They keep offensive rebound efficiency. Like, they ran their stuff. Like, they don't play around. Anna, Carly, and Simone, like, tough kids. 14U. I think one's an 8th grader that played varsity. Like, these girls about their business. They did a good job. They gonna be in they went 4-0. They're gonna be in Bettendorf this weekend. They're gonna be in Iowa this weekend. So be good to see them back to back. See what they can do.
That's the future, next generation.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you got me impressed now with the way, like you said, the coaching, charting, and the stats there, because I mean, you're already playing the right way, and you already keeping track of some of these analytics that, you know, in the moment when you're playing the game, you're not thinking, wow, I wonder what really is. But you are like thinking like in terms of like, you know, what can I do to increase team success? And so if you have those already being charted on the side and you're aware of that, I mean, that just makes you a more well-rounded basketball player on and off the court.
Oh yeah, they chart them. They break down the tape afterwards during the week. I'm telling you, y'all might want to tell Jeannie. Tell Jeannie now.
Listen, you know, all I'm gonna do is at them on Twitter. No, exactly. No, for real. But Coach, I know because we talked already. But like, can you tell the good folks where? I mean, obviously the next 2 stops where we can kind of catch you, where we can catch the great ladies, you know, balling out, just moving forward here on the circuit.
I think session 3 be in Iowa and session 4 is in Phoenix. So you know,
you been to Phoenix, Coach?
Y'all coming to Phoenix? I've been to Phoenix. I've been to Phoenix.
You've been to Phoenix. Okay, so you know, I will be in Phoenix, so I will definitely be checking it out. Be prepared. We'll have to let the link up for sure. I was gonna see if we heard the Heat, but there's gonna be some hot hoops out there too. So between the action on the court and the 110-degree weather off, I think we'll be good.
We might have to catch a Mercury game though.
Listen, Coach. Let's talk after. Let's do it. Let's talk. You know, I'm there. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Hey, Coach Beecham, we appreciate you coming on. Obviously, giving your insight. Look forward to having you on again on another show, kind of recapping some of the action and like I said, we'll catch up. But you know, cookout. So I'm gonna ask you the question. We're gonna keep moving, sir.
I'm invited to the cookout. I'll be there.
You already know exactly.
All right, see y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All right, Coach. Hey, take care. All right.
Man, Coach Beecham's a good guy.
He's a good one. That's man, for real. That's funny.
That's funny.
Oh man, definitely excited about Phoenix though. But before we get to Phoenix, we'll talk about Phoenix. We're not talking about Phoenix right now. That's for future shows. We're not talking Memphis right now because Memphis is gonna be toward the wrap up here. We gotta talk about what the people really want to know, which obviously a great show up to this point, but it's time for the standings. I feel like it's time to get into that. So well, let's talk about some standings. I mean, before we even get into the standings, I gotta ask because we know coming up here, the top 16 being so important, right? So, like, real quick for those who don't know, or for those who just the reminder, what is the significance of that? Like having these top 16, like this is all kind of coming to a head for.
Yeah, absolutely. So the top 16 for 15, 16, and 17U will all be competing in the Pro 16 finals. They get the chance to kind of make a name for themselves against the sponsored teams and the Pro 16 teams. They'll be playing in Phoenix, and the 17U will also be playing in Indy, where they will be completing the second half of the Pro 16 finals. So top 16, that's the spot to be. I mean, that 17 doesn't make it. Not good enough, but
yeah. You don't want to be the top 17. You try to be the top 16 for a reason, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, with that being said, I think we should jump right into the 11U standings, see where they stand right now.
Let's get it.
So starting with the number 1 spot, we've got New Jersey Pirates. At number 2, we've got World Class Renegades, followed by Texas Flames at 3, JH5 at 4, Team Signs at 5, Alabama Generals at 6, Chapman Basketball at 7, DMV Hoop Stars at 8, Bulls Nation at 9, Cap City Clutch at 10, Grand Park Premier, what a successful program so far, at 11, 12 is AO Flight, 13 Central Flight, 14 is Made Prospects, 15 Team BWI Will,
you got it,
and 16 is the MPLS Reapers.
Okay, so right now, as it stands, top 16.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, you're going to Phoenix, sort of, right? Like, as it stands right now, right?
I don't believe that is the case for 11U.
11U, no. But I'm saying, no, not actually. That was a wrong analogy there. But, like, they are in that top for their bracket.
Yeah, we will see them in Omaha regardless.
Yeah, exactly. There's probably a better way of saying that. Let's keep it. That top 16 is what I was trying to stress there. You had it.
All right, and for the 12U standings, we got Team Museum at 1, Grand Park Premier at 2, Runners 1, Teal at 3, Dallas to Fam at 4, AO Flight at 5, Team United Texas at 6, JH5 at 7, Team Warwick at 8, Runners 1 Black at 9, Cap City Clutch at 10, Palmetto City Hurricanes at 11, Central Flight at 12, Porter Basketball Academy at 13, Extreme Pressure at 14, South Washington Select at 15, and Central Washington Select at 16.
I like it. A few of the teams that we already covered, kind of going through some of these undefeated standings, you see the impact that's had on where they are currently, right?
For sure.
As they continue to climb. So shout out to 12 of you for sure. All right, moving down the line. What you got?
13U, we've got Runners 1 Teal make another appearance in 13U at number 1. Team Grind King at 2. Bria Ballers at 3. Nebraska Hoops Elite at 4. Louisiana Cardinals at 5. Team B Will at 6. World Class Renegades at 7. Cincinnati Dominators at 8. What a name. Cincinnati Dominators.
I love it. I love that one. That's dope.
I love it. Team CBA South Select at 9. Louisiana Titans at 10. University Hoops at 11. Team Warwick at 12. Team GME at 13. Team Oklahoma at 14. New Day Elite at 15. And GSA Vipers at 16.
I love that. Again, some of these teams we recognize, some of these teams dope names, and all of them here trying to kind of jostle for positioning. So really, really dope to see. Let's go to 14. I got 14 over here. Yeah. So for number 1, we got Road to Greatness Gold. Number 2 is Peoria Pride Athletics. You got JH5 at 3. Brea Ballers at 4. BTI Pressure Elite at 5. At 6, we got SEMO Basketball Club. 7, we got Select Basketball. First of a few times I'll probably say them. 8, we got Delaware Certified Hoops. 9, it's Team Museum. Rice Basketball Academies at number 10. You got Grand Park Premier. We mentioned them before at number 11. CBA North Elite at Run as 1 at number 12. CBA North Elite at number 13. We got NE Hoops Elite Williams at 14. You got the GSA All-Stars at 15. And listen, we hope you move on up. But right now at 16, we got Boxers Basketball Club. So There's the run through there for our 14U squads.
Yes, sir. And here's the big one, the 15U. This is where the top 16 will play for a spot in Phoenix.
Let's go. So
currently, rounding out the top 16 are Team Ish with some super high-level talent at the top of their squad. Oklahoma Wolfpack Mason, Toronto Select at 3. Pack Basketball jumping up from 9 to 4 after an undefeated weekend in Kansas City. Oregon Prospects in 5. GSA Heat at 6. BYC Elite New Mexico at 7. Team Warwick at 8. Young Hustle Black at 9. Team GME at 10. Exposure Sports at 11. Houston Apex Tough Squad at 12. Basketball Academy at 13. Team 94 at 14. Clarksville Crossover at 15. And Team Supreme rounding out the top 16. So they're just in that bubble.
Safe for now. We'll see how it continues to go. But right now, woo, the ice.
That's right.
Let's go on to 16U up in here. We got Pack Basketball number 1. Number 2, we got NTX Raptors Elite. BTI Pressure Elite at 3. Got Factory, Mazy up at 4. Florida Bayhawks Bachelor at 5. Rose City Ballers, Stayford at 6. Got Exposure Sports at 7. Oklahoma Wolfpack Lawton at 8. Got United Pursuit at 9. Gainesville Stampede Rise is at 10. GSA Elite at 11. You got Grind Family Chicago at 12. Got OTP 13. Spokane Elite Basketball 14. Team Ish sits at 15. And safe for now, Select Basketball at 16. So that's our 16U again. That 14, 15, 16 was like that bubble, you know?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Ethan. Last week, he coined it. His term May is the month of separation.
I like
so
that.
There's teams at the top.
Trademark.
Kind of making the name for themselves. They're creating that separation at the top. A lot of those teams will be able to go ahead and book their flight to Phoenix already. Obviously, 16. Some of these teams are 16-0. Obviously, unprecedented stuff. So
that's wild.
There's some teams to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, way to take care of business, playing your hottest basketball in one of the hottest states.
When it matters. Yeah.
Exactly, like you said. And then closing out, got 17U. So number 1, got Team Utah Black. Number 2, Fam Elite SEI. Number 3, Prominent Elite. Number 4, we got Select Basketball. Number 5, Team KST. Number 6 is Iowa Barnstormers Gold. Reference them. Number 7, already talked about them as well, Grand Park Premier. Number 8, we got Rogue. Red Rush sits at number 9. OTP at 10. Clutch Elite at 11. Team Space at 12. 13 is Urban DFW Elite. 14, we got the Norcross Heat. 15, Team Fred VanVleet Ayers, FVB Ayers. There we go. And 16, got River City Hoops. So again, like you said, between the separation at the top and a little bit of the tightness at the bottom, it's getting getting crunch time. Crunch time. We're getting late early. Huh?
New number 1 in 17U, Team Utah Black.
Right.
Rogue was at number 1 for the last 6 weeks, so it's nice to see some new faces at the top.
Yeah. That's something else. We love to see it here. We love to see it. Again, we love to see teams rising. We ain't really about the falling. It happens. Basketball, we get it. But right now, as we get to, the thick of it, like this is really like winning time, as a lot of greats would say. That's where it's time for us to really, get these teams putting their best on it and making it happen. But we also, we got to talk about some ladies hooping. We got to talk to the ladies. Let's talk some hoops there.
Our first standings for 13U girls.
Our first. Let's go.
Here we go. We've got GOC basketball at 1, Team DJW Crush at 2, Carolina Elite at 3, Louisiana United at 4. Talked about their program quite a bit with Coach Beecham. Florida Sports Coast Elite at 5, Georgia Pearls at 6, Team Hustle at 7, GSA Diamonds at 8.
That is nice. And like you said, us being able to kind of have had Coach on to kind of reference some of these teams, really good insight moving forward. And I'm so excited to actually get their first rankings out and be able to kind of give them some love as well here. So be interesting to see in the next couple weeks how it continues to move. But speaking of moving, let's keep it moving, right? We got for 14U for number let's start bottom up. We're gonna start players first basketball at 8. We got HZ basketball at 7, Extreme Pressure sitting at 6, got Victory Academy girls at 5, Trues Form Hoops at 4, got Fireball Basketball Academy at 3. At number 2, we got Louisiana United. And we're going to talk about this team because they can see. They got the vision. We got Lady Vision Elite at number 1. True to Form. Not True's Form. True to Form Hoops was number 4. Excuse me. Thank you, producer John in the back, for helping me out there. The font, man, my eyes. Anyway, moving right along. Got to give shout out to them. But 15, Shanku, what we have?
Yeah, so starting from the bottom, we got Effingham Bulldogs at 15, Basketball Development Academy at 14, Birmingham Dream Chasers at 13, SHE at 12, One Life One Shot Basketball at 11, United Lady Elite at 10, HZ Basketball at 9, Virginia Elite Hornets at 8, Enid Lady Elite at 7, Extreme Pressure at 6, Truth Basketball at 5, Players First Basketball at 4, Louisiana United coming in hot at 3, Carolina Elite at 2, and AO Flight Dominant Men's Program at 1.
So basically taking her business on both sides.
They are.
There you go. Doing what they got to do. I love that. Keeping them right on along, moving with our 16. At 16, we got Team Venom. At 15, we got ISS, JUS, USS. Listen, I think I got that right. I feel pretty confident. It's just us. Oh, listen, boy, yo. It is just y'all, man. I'm going to join y'all next time and get it right. It's just us at 15. Thank y'all. Oh, boy. 14, we got Basketball Development Academy. 13, we got One Life, One Shot Basketball. 12, we got Team Texas Flames. I love these names. I got to say, yo, like, for real. 11, we got PH5 Elite. 10, it's Ballers Nation Basketball. 9, it's Truth Basketball. 8, SHE is she. 7, we got Carolina Elite Ambition. At 6, we got Players First Basketball. 5, Lady FVV, Fred Van Vliet we got. At 4, we got Lady Ballers Nation. 3, it's AAO Flight. 2, we got Carolina Elite Phoenix. And at number 1, we have Louisiana United. Solid squad, solid teams. Look forward to saying these names more, getting more acclimated to the play of these teams as we continue going on here.
Yeah, absolutely. And our final standings for the girls is the 17U. We've got YB33 at 16, Team Texas Flames at 15, Minnesota Diamond Elite at 14, United Lady Elite at 13, It's Just Us at 12, Team GJW Crush at 11, Real Phenom at 10, House for Hoops Select at 9, Louisiana United Blake at 8, Lady Fred Van Fleet at 7, Truth Basketball at 6, Texas Heart at 5, Carolina Elite at 4, Players First Basketball at 3, AO Flight at 2, and Louisiana United Clay at 1. So talk about Louisiana United in that girls program. I mean, they're dominating nearly all age groups, so shout out to them.
They're taking care of business for sure. And like I said, we definitely look forward to kind of giving updated standings moving on from this point out, seeing the rises, catching the falls, everything in between. So yeah, but shout out to all these teams. It's Just Us, Shoot a Form especially. Give y'all some love. My apologies there, but yeah, this has been a blast kind of going through these standings. Definitely looking forward to seeing how it shakes out literally after next weekend. Speaking of next week, Shanku, where are our events next week? Before we go
close
there,
out,
let's do that.
have to do the last four in, last four out.
How can I
just
forget?
Check on those teams on Bubble just to give them a warning. They're right there, but don't have that this week. Sorry about that. So for that, we will go to.
Stay tuned.
Yes. It is on Twitter, though. So if you want to check that out on the Pro 16 League Twitter page, they are there for 15, 16, and 17 boys groups.
For your viewing pleasure.
Yep. But before we get to the closing statements and talk about this weekend, I want to talk about some matchups to watch for in Memphis this weekend. I know me, you, Trey, will be there among many other scouts. So I'm excited for this weekend, but a few matchups to watch for. These will all take place on Saturday. TLBA, Eli Ellis and his brother Isaac Ellis will take on BTI United, the dynamic duo of Nick Kamania and Xavier Staten. That'll be a fun matchup. Two of the top favorites in 17U to win it all this year, in my opinion. So I'm excited to watch that one. I'll be there for sure. At 12:20 on Saturday, we've got YGC, their dynamic duo of Chris Sinak and Caden Edwards taking on one LaMelo Ball, who made their debut in Indy last week. They've got a dude in Javante Ware who could really break top 100 rankings across national ranking sites. And then the final matchup, I'm looking forward to this. Shout out to my Oklahoma team, Southern Ties. They're led by Cameron Paul, who just broke the top 100 on ESPN. They've got Roman Miller, Devon Scott, two more Division I prospects, and then AO Flight. They've got a really talented team up and down the roster. Aiden Chronister playing up age division in the class of 2026, playing with 17U. He's a player to watch, one of the best shooting prospects in the country. One of my favorite players to watch as a fellow fan of shooters. So
there you go. Hey, shoot. We love that over here. Out of those three, which one are you most looking forward to? I hate to put you on the spot, but I am curious.
Yeah, I think that TLBA BTI United has to take the cake. I mean, I think BTI United is still my pick to win it all, but TLBA looked dominant in Indy last week, just taking care of business, going 4-0. But yeah, I think that's the one to watch for me.
All right, and we locked in on that. I was going to say the same thing, which of course I asked you first, but that is really a squad I'm looking forward to, especially having had a few players on one of the squads on our show here a couple weeks ago, and being able to kind of get to know them a little bit better, get to know their game. I think I saw them the week after, so to be able to watch them go head to head against a really tough squad in TLB, that'll be dope for sure.
Yeah, 100% agree.
For real. But now we can kind of get to basically what to look forward to this weekend. So what events? I mean, obviously we're in Memphis, but I know there are also other events as well. You want to kind of bring those out real quick, Shanku?
Yeah, so Session 7, we'll have two more locations. One in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Okay. That'll be a strictly boys event. A lot of East Coast talent will be there. But then also Bettendorf, Iowa, like we talked about a little bit, will be a mix between boys and girls. A lot of Midwest, even some West Coast teams there from the boys. And our third stop for the girls circuit as well in Bettendorf.
That's awesome. So it's going to be action-packed all over, whether it is Memphis, whether it is Virginia, whether it's Iowa. It's going to be a lot of great hoops, a lot of great action regardless, right?
100%.
Always. And then, of course, I ask you, as I always do at the end of the show, what are you most looking forward to in your next stop, which happens to be my also next stop?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm sort of cookout. You talk highly of it. Yeah. I think I got to check it out. But apart from the food, I think just how high-level basketball. It's a tune-up for Wichita in 2 weeks, which is the live period. All Pro 16 teams will be in Memphis this weekend, so it's just going to be a lot of high-level basketball. Just super fun for me, just an enjoyer of the game.
Exactly. Lover of ball. That's what we are up here. So it's definitely something we're looking forward to. Much like you, Shanku, excited to meet so many of y'all in person. Excited for food. Just going to say it's Memphis, so I'm excited for food. But also high-level basketball and really more of a preamble, more of a preview of some of the higher matchups to come. We're going to see a little bit of that here in Memphis, so I'm definitely excited. But also looking forward to next week's show, which, as always, we're going to have guests on. We're going to talk about coverage from every event. So even though we're showing Memphis love because we'll be there, we will also be giving Iowa and Virginia love as well. We got our top 10 plays as we usually do. We'll have our standing updates because we got that too. And then we're going to have myself and Shanku and myself doing what we do here. So listen, y'all, I want to thank everyone for staying on again. Another great show of the NXTPRO Show. I want to shout out to John in the back. I want to shout out to every guest that we had on. It was Will, we had Coach Beecham, we had Coach Ship, we had Trey. Am I missing anyone?
think you got him.
I think I nailed it. There we go. So we rolling right now, y'all. But as always, y'all, thank you again. Definitely make sure next Pro Top 10. Stay tuned on Twitter. Stay tuned, catching the action for Shanku, for myself. We are Frosty. Y'all stay frosty, and we'll talk to y'all next week. All right, y'all.